Happy New Year, guys. Please check the timestamps below for individual tarot readings for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And do remember to like the video. Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading. Please come into this reading with an open heart and open mind, a desire to learn something to better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's totally fine. Feel free to push them aside. You may want to revisit them at a later date. Please do trust your intuition that you know what is meant for you. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. Let's set the intention to give Aries some clear, helpful, insightful messages. No real time stamp on this, roughly for the month of January, so take that as you like. All right, so what is holding Aries back? What is holding my Aries back? And then what can lift them up? What is going to help lift them up? And then how can they better support themselves? 2 cards. All right, let's see. It's bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. All right, so what is holding you back? Maybe some sort of important choice that you need to move forward with, but you're not really certain how you feel about it yet. So maybe this is, accepting a new job or immersing yourself in some sort of new partnership, new relationship, even some sort of financial decision. I think you're sort of back and forth. You're kind of weighing out pros and cons. And I think you're waiting to have sort of this, because Venus and Scorpio, right? You're waiting to have sort of this extreme reaction or this extreme intensity in terms of feeling like you're moved, right? Quite literally moved, in your feelings in order to feel like you're making a right decision, a confident decision. I don't know, with this, sometimes I feel like 7 of Cups, it's definitely an assessment card, but it's like there's something kind of foggy and blurry about it. It's watery energy. So like it's hard to shine a light through water and see absolute clarity, right? The decision is what's holding you back, but some of you, I feel, clearly already know that. What can help lift you up? Temperance, balance, and patience. So again, we mentioned that kind of Scorpio energy. Scorpio is a sign ruled by Mars, and Mars is the planet of action and assertion, right? It's your ruling planet, right? You and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars. However, you're being asked to sort of cater that with more temperance energy here. So as much as you may want to rush in and just make a decision, the thing is, intuitively, right, with those 7 of Cups, I think this is such an important decision that you can't rush the feelings or you can't rush the decision. It's almost like you kind of have to process, possibly looking at the individual outcomes, again, the pros and cons. Like, I don't think you're doing it wrong, but I think you're getting tripped up on feeling like you need to make an ultimate decision. And I feel like what this is saying is like, the decision will come. When you do move forward with it, I think you're going to be very confident. This is a Sagittarius energy, so there's a lighthearted, buoyant, optimistic, things are going to work out fine type energy. I think it's both. I think you need to look at it through that lens, that you're never going to make the wrong decision. And even if, I don't want to say even if, but I mean, essentially, if for some reason you move forward and it does end up contradicting your expectations, ultimately it's a lesson, it's something you can kind of chalk up to your experience. And I mean, I know whatever this is, like, it feels like there's a lot on the line. It feels like the stakes are big for you. But I wouldn't let that intimidate you. I mean, honestly, Aries, I think you need to go with your gut, and I think you need to follow your intuition. Part of me is wanting to say, don't be swayed by dollar signs or vanity. So I don't know if this has to do with a job or a person or whatever it is, but try not to tap into the superficial stuff. Do what feels correctly for you, because if you're passionate about something, someone, some project, and maybe the money is okay, it will get there. Because if you put yourself in situations where you open yourself up for opportunities to kind of express your individual talents, your creativity, your love, your affection, whatever it is, the money, the value, that will come with it. There's room for growth there. But if you're making decisions purely off of like the financial stuff, and don't get me wrong, that's important, but if you're making the decision purely off of the dollar signs, or in a relationship, I almost see this as maybe materialistic, superficial type stuff, that's not going to leave you at peace at the end of the day. I think there's always going to be part of you that's like, oh, did I make the right decision? Whereas if you take a moment to breathe, right, like exhale, I almost think there's already signs and synchronicities from the universe around you. I almost see this as like an angel guide coming to guide you. You know, I don't think you're necessarily going to see it physically and manifest in physical form, but you know, angel numbers, in fact, we'll pull some of those, but like little signs and confirmations, it's there, but you kind of have to open yourself up to see them. I'm almost getting like tunnel vision on this too, like not being able to see the forest from the trees. You may have your eyes fixated on one specific outcome, and it's sort of a rolling of the dice to see if that outcome manifests for you, when there's actually a lot of different outcomes or paths that this could evolve into. So try to zoom out. Don't narrow your focus, because I actually think there's more possibility here than you're seeing. But I'm getting like tunnel vision, like you can only see it in a very fixed way. So what can lift you up? Having faith, taking good care of your health and body. And I mention that because, you know, if we are going to tap into our intuition, which is what the Seven of Cups says you need to do, if you're going to tap into your intuition, you have to be in a place where your body is healthy and well rested, and you're putting, you know, good, healthy food in it and exercising, right? To get your body to be in a place where it can receive messages from the divine, right? That's important. If you're treating your body like shit, it's like all that toxic stuff is in there, and you can't get the purity and the messages and all that. It's possible someone or something that could lift you up. Sagittarius energy. Maybe you have a good friend who's a Sagittarius. Maybe there's a parent, a sibling, a child. I don't know. Something with Sagittarian energy. Your faith and spirituality. You know, if religion is an important part in your life, you know, lean into that, and I think you're going to help feel guided. And then how do you support yourself? Again, you need to open yourself up to other possibilities. Sometimes it can be a card of being overly guarded or protecting one's heart, or if this is a love reading, it's like being afraid to get hurt again. And I think, I don't know, judgment is about kind of finding some sort of closure or harmony or completion, frequently by revisiting the past, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever, and kind of making things right for you so that you are able to let your guard down and move on. Some of you may be getting a call that has to do with an opportunity or a person from the past, and maybe that would help bring you closure. I'm not exactly sure what that is. If you have been going through a hard time, try to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I know that's a cheesy expression, but sort of the idea of leaning into victim mentality, or being able to count all your wounds or all the times you were done dirty or done wrong. I get it, but also like not helpful in helping you move forward in this decision. Some of you just feel like lost and confused in your love life. I could see that as well. But ultimately, judgment, again, is a card of Scorpio. A lot of Scorpio energy here. It's about ultimate transformations. I do think you're getting a lot of messages and communications from the divine, but I also sense that it's coming from either a person that you're kind of interested in, or again, an opportunity that you're wanting to move forward with. But you seem to be the one holding it up, because I don't know, you're questioning what's right for you, or if this path has opportunities for you, or if you're going to get all that you want out of this opportunity. Again, this is a moon card though, so it's saying trust your instincts. You already know the answer. And make sure however you move forward, that you're choosing things that are aligned with your ultimate happiness and your own value and worth. Two of Cups. Yeah, maybe you're about to enter into a new relationship, a new contract of some kind. I like the Two of Cups, Venus energy. Again, there's two cards of Venus here. Are you ready though? Are you, maybe this is like the emotional risk, Sagittarius energy, rolling the dice to see if this person is going to work out for the long term, right? You know, maybe it's something like that, and it's scary. Yeah, if you know, when you fall in love, you risk getting your heart broken. That's inevitable, right? But I don't know. This kind of feels like it has a blessing attached to it, like good energy, something that can lift you up. Yeah, you've already been through hell and back. Like nothing can break you. You're unstoppable. You've already done the things with the head games and the mind games and people being strategic or letting you down, or it's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Like you're a fucking champion. Like that's what I'm getting from this. This is the finish line. This is the start of something new. Are you ready? Do you have room for it in your life? Are you emotionally ready to let yourself love again? And again, put this in context if it serves you. Maybe it's not a love reading, but are you ready to move forward with something that you are passionate about, that it fills you with emotion in some capacity? You take care of your health and body. And I think, too, this is leaving the past in the past. Some of your fears regarding this situation or event are tied to things that didn't work out in your past, 10 of Swords. But again, that's the past. This is the dawning of a new day, baby, right? You see the sun shining in the background, like it's ascending, right? It's rising up over the horizon. There's new light being shed on this. Yeah, open up, be open to opportunities and gifts from the universe. Be ready to receive them. Leave the past in the past. Don't start repeating past narratives as the present. Make sure you do the work to kind of flush them out. And the moon, yeah, I think this is about embracing the unknown. I think this is about, again, connecting to some sort of divine spirituality, whatever that is for you. I mean, you're already watching a tarot reading, right? So you're already doing that a little bit. This to me says something about getting an important phone call. Or because it's how do you support yourself, maybe you're making an important judgment call, maybe you're making an important phone call, but I also think you're getting warm feedback, or you're getting news back, but it's absolutely going to get you out of your comfort zone. Interesting. All right, angel numbers for confirmation for Aries. Angel numbers for confirmation for Aries, just one, please. Take that one. 10, I am ingenious. You have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct others how to carry things out. Yeah, big director energy. Love that for Aries. All right, let's do the Celebrity Spirit Oracle for Aries. This deck is new. It's kind of silly, but I also kind of love it. Let's see. For Aries. And then we are going to talk about what's coming up for you in the month of January. Kurt Cobain, love it. A little Pisces energy. 32. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I'm looking at page numbers. Hold on. Give me a second. 32. Okay. The message and the meaning. We're going to read the meaning. If you receive this card, you may hold memories of abuse, neglect, and other traumas during childhood. Perhaps these experiences have given you a substantial influence on your adult life. These experiences can often cause a deep sense of compassion and a desire to find a path of service aimed at helping others similar to yourself. From a spiritual perspective, a wounded childhood cracks open the learning path of forgiveness. You need to also be watchful for low self-esteem issues that block you from your own empowerment. Be mindful of your choices, which may sabotage you from your loving relationships and important decisions you need to make at different times in your life. Kurt Cobain, it says, live your life. So live your life. Hey. And the self-care oracle, practical self-care oracle cards for Aries. For Aries, please. Anything that would help guide Aries. Music. Music can heal wounds that medicine cannot touch. That is so true. Music is very powerful. One more. I love that you got music and Kurt Cobain. Maybe bust out your old Nirvana records or CDs or whatever you got. Your old cassette tapes, Nirvana. Self-exploration. Peel off the false persona and get to know yourself and find the truth. Cool. All right, and then last but not least, we're going to do a quick spread. What's coming in for Aries? Yeah, let's do this one. What's coming in January? Anything else that we didn't touch upon? Whoop, that flew right out. And right on the music card, too. The Four of Wands. A very strong connection. It can be a person, it could be a place, it can be a thing. Four of Wands, though, it's frequently a marriage card, frequently a soulmate card. Sometimes it's a card of changing houses, moving homes. Ultimately, any four in tarot is about a solid foundation and stability. Four of Wands is one of my favorites because it's not only saying, hey, we've reached this solid platform that we can build from, but with Wands, it's like it's that energy, it's that action. It's like there's huge potential for this to go places that you can't even envision yet, but it's good. It's like spread your wings and fly. What is that like? It's a little bit cheesy, but I love it. There's some expression. It's like, oh, but what if I fall? And it says, oh my gosh, what if you fly? That's what I get from this. Like, I think whatever decision you're making, I think you already know the way you want to go, but you may be talking yourself out of it. Again, I think there's fear attached. And for some of you, I don't know why I'm saying this, but it's like fear of looking stupid or making a mistake, and having to have that judgment from those around you. Four of Wands. So what else is coming in January for Aries? Someone with brown hair and a cute butt. Brown hair and a cute butt. That feels very Scorpio and Aquarius to me as well. The Hermit, so maybe some Virgo energy. Some of you may be getting a new pet. Again, moving homes, and it's almost like your pets or your animals, it's going to take some time for them to adjust. You also may encounter, there's a strong spiritual connection where it's very much indicative of your oracle reading. You encounter someone who has also been a victim in some capacity in their life, and this is something they're able to open up to you about slowly, and you're able to give them this incredible guidance and like pep talk or give them a hug, or you make a big difference in someone's life who is also a victim. And the thing is, it's like you've been in their shoes, you've been through something similar, or the circumstances have aligned where you guys kind of have this common ground, and you act as like a spiritual mentor for them in ways you don't even know. It's not even something you're planning on doing for most of you, but it feels lovely. Anything else for Aries? What's coming in January for my Aries? Let's see, the Emperor, love it. So that's you, Aries, standing in your absolute power. Again, something about singing or speaking loud or shouting or giving a speech, being at a rally, fighting for rights. There's something about the voice. Taking back your power, standing in your power, being in a powerful position, and the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, love it. Wheel of Fortune it says things are shifting, things are changing for the better. Good news, unexpected abundance, unexpected income, and a new cycle in life where you are going to have to embrace the unknown. Lean into that. And I mean, you have this too, Aries, you're a fire sign, but lean into that Sagittarian, like adventurer, explorer energy where it's like, the world is my oyster. It's full of possibility. I'm just going to go out there and see what I find. You find something very good. Again, there could be a connection with a fellow Aries or a fellow Virgo here, possibly soulmate energy. We did mention Sagittarius a lot, so zodiac signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, and Leo again, so double Leos. 2 cats, and Virgo. Anything else for Aries? Whoa. All right, flip back over. With clarity, anything else I didn't tell Aries that would help them, guide them? Whoa, that flew right out. That's the one. Meditation. Yeah, again, embracing your spiritual path, very hermit energy. Even this moon feels very spiritual. Some of you have absolutely no connection to being a performer or a singer of any kind, but I'm telling you, there's an energy here where you're going to be busted out of your comfort zone and you're going to do something that is very public and possibly performative. And for some of you, it's singing. I know. Some of you are like, that's not me. Just you wait. For a lot of you, it is. And then raise your vibration. Yeah. Lean into all the good things that could come out of this, not all the things that could possibly go wrong, because ultimately that's how you're going to manifest, right? If you're manifesting out of a place of fear, then sometimes you're going to manifest the things you're most afraid of, which isn't always a bad thing, right? Because it's going to force you to kind of confront that shadow side of your fear. But ultimately, like, try and set yourself up for success. See all the beautiful possibilities this may have for you. And then hope. Yeah. Hope and optimism. That's what I got for you, Aries. Thanks for joining me today. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye. Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your January 2024 tarot reading. Happy New Year. Please come into this reading with an open heart, an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's completely fine. Feel free to push them aside. Don't take action on anything that feels strange or foreign. Trust your own intuition that you know what's best for you, and you can always revisit these messages at a later date. Sometimes tarot makes more sense in the future. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. That being said, we'll set the intention to get you some helpful, clear, insightful messages for Taurus for January. Oops, we got 2 there. Oh, we got 3 there. Always sneaking in extra cards. I don't mind for you, Taurus. You lovelies. Okay, let's see. So, What is holding you back? The Six of Pentacles. You may be overgiving to something. The Queen of Stones. Yeah, interesting. You have a lot to give, so it's very admirable. You know, maybe it's financially, but maybe it's emotionally, maybe it's energetically, mentally, whatever it is. I feel like you have a friend who's going through a bit of a tough time. You have like a friend, a sibling, you know, someone, a peer, however you want to say it. They're going through a tough time, and like I think you're bending over backwards to like kind of pull them out of something and cheer them up. You know, maybe it's a parent, maybe they're going through some sort of struggle or illness or whatever it is, right? I'm not here to predict anything scary. I'm focusing on your energy. But yeah, it feels like you are bending over backwards to brighten their day, to get them out of their shell, to, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. But they're receiving and they're giving nothing back energetically. And obviously, you know, Taurus, it's not about tit for tat, right? You know, you would walk to the ends of the earth for your person and not expect anything in return. But ultimately, it's like an energy exchange, right? And so you are sort of teaching this person boundaries and limits or lack thereof of kind of like your own self-respect. And it's absolutely coming from a good place. Don't get me wrong. The Queen of Stones, the Queen of Capricorn. That's funny. Maybe it involves a Capricorn. I don't know. The Queen of Pentacles. Again, you have a lot to give. I don't think you're questioning your value, but here's the thing with that. It can only go on for so long before the graciousness and generosity that you have, it's kind of going to start to feel sour because, again, it's not that you're expecting anything in return, but it's being taken advantage of. And so then that's going to start to kind of bubble under the surface and it's going to get at you. And it's not even that I think you're going to lash out at this person. I think that it's going to start manifesting as something icky that you don't want, you know, again, energetically inside your body. Resentment, right? You hold that in your body. You hold that literally in different organs that can get sick if you hold on to grudges and resentments and all that, right? So yeah, I think you might need to establish better boundaries and know that I wanted to say, like, you've done more than enough. Ultimately, it's this person's gift and lesson in you sort of pulling back your energy a little bit, because now it's up to them to figure out their life. It's up to them to kind of step up to the plate and be solution oriented and not look to other people to fix their problems. You're absolutely, you know, playing the role of fixer here. And again, it's coming from a good place. It's admirable, but it's a lesson for you both. You're denying the person the lesson of self-exploration and you know, stepping up as the leading lady in their life, so to say, and needing to make those executive decisions for themselves. They ultimately do need to learn how to pull themselves out of some sort of emotional slump. And also, this is a lesson for you of giving and giving and giving isn't always the problem. It's not always going to be the solution anyway. And that's sort of what I'm getting here is the giving and giving. Like, in your head, it's bound to fix something. And at the end of the day, it kind of feels like you did nothing because this person is just, they're so stuck in it. So I do feel bad for your person, but ultimately this is your reading and this is about you understanding like boundaries. Let this person figure it out for themselves a little bit. It's trial by fire, you know, sink or swim. And yeah, you're not living this person's life. You know this, you know what I'm getting at. All right, so what can lift you up, Taurus? Getting out in nature, obviously for my Tauruses. For some of you, it's like passing on a piece of good advice or wisdom can be sort of the period at the end of the sentence to this, what feels like weeks of you just showing up for your person. You know, maybe they're going through a divorce, maybe this or that. It's almost like this sounds cheesy, bear with me, but it's like reciting a quote or a poem or recommending a book that you read that helped you when you were in a similar time. It has something to do with messages and communication and writing, but ultimately it's you stepping back and it's almost like, here, this book is going to change your life, drop mic, and then that's like your exit cue. Something about passing on wisdom and knowledge and letting this person do what they want with it. It's not that you're trying to shove it down their throat, or it's not that you're trying to give unsolicited advice. It's like a gentle nudge of like, hey, did you ever consider getting a tarot reading? Or did you ever consider checking out this book or listening to this podcast? Do you understand what I mean? There's something about passing on words, but then that's your cue to step back. In terms of what can lift you up, I think you need to move on knowing that you did everything that you possibly could, and ultimately this person's healing path is their healing path, not yours. And so I think it's hard, but I think there needs to be a line drawn in the sand for you. That's actually going to help you, because maybe, I don't know, I'm just getting this idea of you kind of absorbing their negativity and toxicity without realizing it. And so you come home at the end of the day, you're like, ugh, why do I feel like this? Why am I exhausted? Because you're hanging out with energy vampires, right? And like, God bless this person. I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think it's legit, but it's like too much. It's too much. So yeah, you got to get your groove back. You got to get your mojo back. You have to go do something physical in the gym. You got to sweat it out. You got to go to hot yoga. You got to do something active with the Knight of Wands, and you have to do something fun. Take a nature walk, even if it's freezing out, right? Hang out with your pet. Animal therapy is really big for you right now. And then let's see, Knight of Pentacles. I think you need to be very practical, which is not a hard thing for you to do. I think you kind of got to put your faith in the universe. Send this person good energy and good juju and good luck and wish them well. I'm not saying you're never going to see them again. I don't think that's the case at all. This feels very much like a friend. But I think you need to be protective of your own energy. I think some of you are being asked to look at it like, protect your own inner child. Like if you envision yourself as a 5-year-old hanging out with this person, what would the 5-year-old version of you do? You'd probably like, man, this person is lame. I got to get out of here. And I know that sounds mean, but it is kind of that protective energy of like, I got my own shit I got to do. I got to be able to show up for this and that and be at a high vibration. So, and I don't even think you need to say that to them. I think, again, it's just kind of this final like, hey, like really rooting for you. Good luck with everything. And then you got to go back to Knight of Wands just wants to have fun. He wants to explore. He wants to be an adventurer. He wants to travel, maybe working on some home or house projects. Again, something with pets, animal therapy. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe it's just taking your dog for a walk in the woods or something like that. Reading up on spirit animals, spirit guides, that may be something you pass along to them or share with them. Yeah, I see you, and I mean, this is ultimately the section I'm reading for, is what can lift you up. Something to do with the house and the home. A long-standing project that you've been very excited to work on but haven't had the energy to do it. I think it's time to like turn the page in the book and be like, okay, refocusing our energy. Or making long-term plans on something regarding your children. And practicing, again, good boundaries, tapping into your inner strength, your will to focus on you and you alone, and not try and be this person's savior. It was never your job to. It's like the universe is like, thank you, but you're done here. Thank you for your time. Like, we appreciate you, but exit stage left. And then let's see, how can you best support yourself? Yeah, tend to your own emotions, tend to your own needs. I feel like some of you are going to get like a mild cold or some sort of ailment in your body, a minor one, sets you back by like a day, and it's in response to you absorbing the energies of this person. So again, this is actually a really good lesson for you, especially as a Taurus. Like, your ultimate goal, right, your trajectory as a Taurus is to establish internal peace. That's that Venus energy, but also in terms of all the senses, right? You need to find peace. That's why you're opposed by that intense Scorpio energy. We can only do that for so long before our body starts to suffer and take a toll. And you are a sign representing, earthy, the body, right? So you need to tend to your own body, your own, I don't know if I was to say wounds. I see you guys getting some sort of cold. It's just like you ran yourself ragged for the benefit of someone else. And ironically, it actually didn't benefit either one of you in the long term. And I know that's a bummer to hear. Again, I applaud you in some capacity, but the universe is also saying, no, not your monkey, not your circus. And then the Six of Cups. So that's very nostalgic. Some of you are going to be watching like old home movies or looking at old photographs. I also think too, something about hearing this person's trials and tribulations, their struggles, their divorce, there's, I don't know, some legal issue too, maybe going on with them. You're going to look back and see just how far you've come in your own spiritual or personal journey. It's almost like something about this reminds you of a very difficult time that you went through, and now it's like you're thriving and your life is seems like it's so much more on track and enjoyable. And I think there's like a moment of appreciation when you reflect on the past. You're like, wow, like I've come a long way, and you know who did that? Me. Like I'm almost getting this, I didn't have anyone by my side like wiping my tears and wiping my bum and like all that kind of stuff. And you're like, yeah, like I showed up for myself and I did it. And ultimately it's like this, oh, I get it. That's what they need to do. So you did nothing wrong. But yeah, I think you kind of need to take a reassessment of the situation. All right. Angel numbers for Taurus. Let's just get one, please. Is there an angel number that would be helpful for Taurus to hear? Something they can look for on clocks, receipts, phone numbers, a reminder from spirit. 24. Oh, I have to read 10:10. It says, I'm patient. Keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. And then I am generous. That's hilarious. You have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You are loyal to your loved ones and you are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. Yeah, absolutely. I don't question that. That's what this whole reading was about. And interestingly enough, sometimes these messages do go in reverse. So if this is a cross-watcher reading, maybe it's talking about your Taurus. Maybe this is something, maybe it's an equal energy, because more or less we do kind of attract the vibe that we kind of are projecting internally or externally, right? So maybe there's something you need to revisit, like maybe in a different situation, you are more of a taker than a giver. And again, that's no shade. That's not what this is about, but it might be getting you to think back on times that maybe you took someone else's help for granted, just putting it out there, right? This is about our own personal growth too. So, I mean, I have to deliver the hard-hitting messages as well. All right, an oracle card for Taurus. One oracle card. We'll take that one. Albert Einstein, open your mind. You have infinite possibilities. 35. Oops, I skipped him. All right. If you draw this card, ask yourself, am I spending too much time trying to pursue my goals, working or pushing myself to the limit? If this is the case, you need to take time out to smell the roses instead of striving so hard. It is time for balance. Have you been thinking of a holiday, a new sports routine, or reconnecting and socializing with friends you haven't seen in many years? You need to ask yourself, am I living the life I envisioned for myself, or am I in a rut, too consumed by the mundane? Interesting. I don't know what that has to do with Albert Einstein. I hope I read the right message. But you know what? I'm going to trust that that's what you're supposed to hear. Open your mind. You have infinite possibilities. And then self-care cards. We are going to do a spread next to about what's coming in for you in January. But self-care cards for Taurus. Read. The more you read, the more you'll learn. Yeah, we said that thing about passing on information and knowledge. The Knight of Swords is very curious. It's forever the student, right? And I mean that in a good way. It's like they want to know everything. Maybe not everything, but like a little bit of a lot, Jack of all trades, master of none. There could be some subject you're wanting to explore or dive into, and maybe you bought a new book and you haven't had a chance to read it yet because of the situation. It's like, ooh, do that thing. One more self-care oracle card for Taurus. Exercise. Love yourself enough to exercise and enjoy the glow of good health. I love that. Love that for you. Okay. And then let's see. What's coming in for Taurus in January? Actually, look at the dice. Zodiac signs. Zodiac signs that want to come out in this reading for Taurus. Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, and Gemini. And it's funny, as I turned it over, Taurus came out too. So literally the first 5 signs of the Zodiac? That's funny. All right. And then what's coming in for Taurus in January of 2024? Anything they can look forward to? What's coming in for Taurus? Progress, building, teamwork, something you're passionate about. Better sex. Yeah, love and passion, and compassion I'm hearing as well. The Seat of Wands. So let's see, that is the Page of Wands. Yeah, for those who are single and looking, there actually may be a good candidate here. Others of you, there may be some exciting project you're working on amongst a group of people, with your partner, with your collaborator. Something that you get a lot of enjoyment and emotional fulfillment out of, especially a creative project with Wands and Cups. You feel like emotionally called to go and do this. Some of you may recognize your skills and gifts and talents as like a healer or someone who provides support for one another. And I don't know, for some of you, that may even be sort of like an entrepreneurial type thing that you're going to look into. Also, healing animals for some of you. Take your time. These are just little oracle cards. You always do, Taurus. Slow and steady wins the race, right? I say that because it's got a turtle, right? And then let's see, set your intentions. Very fiery. And courage. Yeah, a lot of decks have animals, but in this one particular, I'm being called towards that. So I feel like messages are being relayed to you through animals. So if you see a turtle on the side of the road, or you keep seeing a bird at your window, or I don't know, you keep seeing the same animal on TV, you should just give it like a Google search, see like what their animal spirit message means, because the universe is like guiding you through animals. Yeah, music may play a large part in your life in the month of January. And I feel like there's some sort of small win or small victory or small success regarding a collaboration at work. And I'm hearing words like warmth, heat. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. Warm, heat. I don't know if it has to do with, I don't know if it has to do with like a sauna or a cup of tea, or like I'm not really sure what that is. A heated pool? I don't know. For those who know what that is, that's your message. But what's coming in January looks good. It feels like amicable, fun, enjoyable, harmonious relationships. I like that very much. Okay, that's what I got for you, Taurus. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys. Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to my tarot channel. Welcome to your tarot reading. Please come into these readings with an open heart and open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages don't resonate for you, please do push them aside. Trust your intuition that you know what is meant for you. You may choose to revisit these messages at a later date. Sometimes tarot messages hit more in the future. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. Here we go. Let's set the intention. Get Gemini some clear, helpful, insightful messages. I put you guys through the ringer last time. You had a very tricky love reading, so let's hope things get better. I'm sure they will. But if you watched that and you still showed up to my channel, God bless you. It was a tricky message, very tricky message. All right, so what is holding you back, Gemini? It's so funny, you literally have the Nine of Pentacles twice in both decks. You are fiercely independent. You may be extremely dedicated to your work. The thing is, don't get me wrong, the Nine of Pentacles is a fantastic card. It's kind of like being the leading lady, knowing your value, knowing your worth. Having good allies, right? I think you've established loyalty and trust with the people in your posse, and maybe you're keeping it kind of a small posse, a tight group. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I almost feel like there's more opportunities for you. I said this to another side, almost like tunnel vision, like you're not necessarily seeing the forest from the trees. There's a couple ways I could go with this, but a couple messages is you're fiercely independent, but you may be cutting yourself short of making some really important connections. Not just romantically, right? Any connections, friendships, business partnerships, networking of any sort. There's an element where this can be a little bit hermit mode, like I think you're enjoying work or you're enjoying where you're at now, but with that you may have gotten too settled or comfortable in a routine, and so you may be a little bit lonely. You may be lacking companionship because maybe you've isolated yourself, into a situation where things were thriving and things were good, and it was like you didn't want to rock the boat. It's like, well, I don't want to change my routine because this feels so good. Props to you, because it tells me that you've been doing work on yourself, that you've been raising your vibe. That looks nice, but I'm almost getting like, now we're at the 10 though. So, the 10 frequently involves more people. So I think your tribe may be expanding. I am getting a little bit of a stubborn energy too. I don't know. Or it's possible that some of you may be self-proclaimed bachelor for life, bachelorette for life, and the universe is like, really? Because we got a good one for you. Like, are you sure? Are you sure you're committed to this total independence for the rest of your life? I don't know. It's an interesting message if the Nine of Pentacles is holding you back. There could also, this is not for most of you, but there's also a small message here, especially if you are interested in women and you're not married. There could be a woman who's like, are you gonna give me the ring or what? Like, are we in this for life? And it could be like you're just comfortable, but ultimately you want different things in life. It could be that I just sort of get the idea that someone is waiting on you for like a proposal or to move in together or some sort of important step in a relationship. And you're like, but I'm good. Like I'm comfortable where I'm at. I don't really want to, And I think you are. I don't question that that's true. But if that resonates for you, if you feel kind of like your person's putting pressure on you to go to the next step, whatever that is, maybe it's just be intimate and you're only, you friend zoned them. You may actually have to have the difficult conversation of where you're at, because I think this person is like, they're seeing stars in their eyes when they look at you. And I think you are too. It's like, you know you're worthy. You know you have great things to offer. But I don't think you're willing to settle. I think you have the bar very high, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. I feel like you may kind of need to let somebody in on the truth of where you stand with them. That's for some of you. Again, particularly if you're interested in women, but take it if it resonates. So then let's see, what can lift you up? So with the Five of Swords, that frequently talks about kind of the fogginess of something that already transpired, where people maybe used harsh words or harsh language, their actions didn't match their words, or vice versa. And then I don't know, the Chariot is I'm with this, I was like, we got to get the hell out of here. I think somebody broke something off very erratically and are regretting it. I think they acted in haste, and now they're kind of feeling the disappointment of their decision. And if this is you, Gemini, is it because you're too stubborn to admit that you were starting to catch feelings? Like, did you revert back to that, I'm good on my own, I don't need anybody? Especially for those who come from a broken home, or someone who had to grow up and be fiercely independent, someone who probably had to be the parent to their parents, if that makes sense. I don't know, with this kind of Chariot energy of like the confusion of what role to play in a relationship, it was very much taught to you on how your parents interacted, right? So for some of you, that's worth taking into consideration. What can lift you up is that people need people. Even the most self-proclaimed independent, single, bachelor, bachelorette, I don't need anybody, hermit mode, even if that you're content, it's like, people need people. You're denying yourself the gift of relationships and connections and just kind of like warm energy, you're denying. And I mean, especially for Gemini, of course you need people, right? Like, you need the mental stimulation. You need to open up your mind to, to hear things and see things and experience things and open up your world, open up your perception. The mental stimulation is very important for a Gemini. And for a lot of you, it just feels very isolated, content, but isolated. A Cancer may be coming back into your life from the past, someone who you may have had a falling out with, or harsh words were exchanged. There could have been an argument, hurt feelings, a fight. You may actually go travel to see someone, especially a friend. But travel plans may get delayed, so keep that in mind too. And I'm also wanting to say to you, like, friends are the family we choose. Because ultimately, like, the chariot relates to Cancerian energy, which is a sign representing home, the house, the family, our roots, our upbringing. So, and that's coming up in a sector of like, what can lift you up? So if it's not literally going home, whatever that means to you, it may be decluttering or revisiting some miscommunication that transpired with your family. It may help, and I don't know what that has to do with this. Maybe it has to do with like not having the greatest upbringing and thinking, it's always going to be tough and you're always going to have to go at it alone because that's all you've ever known. That's not the case, but I think maybe you kind of need to do a deep dive into, like the psychology behind why you feel like you don't need anybody, and maybe it has to do with, the fear of falling in love, the fear of like, if I put my heart on the line, what if I get rejected? What if they break me? What if, what if I get my heart broken? It might have to do with that. The Chariot is also a great card of perseverance. It is ultimately a card of victory, but when it's clouded by the Five of Swords, it's almost like you have to get victory over your mind and really mindset, your mentality. You're always kind of looking over your shoulder and anticipating, the other shoe to drop. So even if you are in a relationship and you're comfortable, again, it's like this, let's not rock the boat. Let's not implement anything new or shake things up because, it's only a matter of time before it ends. That's not true, and I think you need to move beyond that. I think that's what can lift you up, is taking a look at kind of your habits, especially in relationships and your beliefs about them. Does it come from a place of optimism and joy and happiness? both? Are you a person who tends to say yes? Or are you a person who tends to say no, where you close out, or you close up, you clench up, put the walls up? I do sort of get, especially kind of Virgo energy here. It's like you only let people get so close. Gemini and Virgo are both Mercury ruled signs. And so there can be a withdrawnness or a, I don't know, I don't think coldness is the right term. I don't think Gemini is a cold sign at all, but there can be I have to filter my emotions through my mind first. And sometimes it's like they're emotions, like filter them through your heart. Like, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's both, it's give and take. But yeah, I feel like the anticipation of things are so good now, when are they going to go to shit again? That mentality has to change. Because like you're living it. These cards say to me, like, you're in a good place right now, or you see it starting to manifest. Who are you going to share your life with? Who are you going to share your beautiful mind with, your gifts, your talents, your fun, your creativity, your passion, even if it's just a friendship, right? I mean, maybe some of you have no interest in being in a relationship. I'm not here to tell you differently, but you do need relationships in general. I think you may have trust issues from someone who broke your heart, or trust issues who didn't show you loyalty. Again, someone who maybe played head games or said they were going to do something and never did. There's definitely some stuff going on there. And then in terms of how can you support yourself, find some inner balance and let that shit go, right? The Fool is very much like, hit reset. This is a new start. This is the dawning of a new day. Some of you may end up taking a leap of faith with a Libra. Some of you may end up signing a new contract for a partnership. If you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking on bringing on board help, or hiring, I don't know, an admin, or hiring someone to help you do the things, I think there's a very strong business connection coming in for you. Any sort of creative collaboration, but there's something very youthful about the Fool. And yeah, it's almost like the door is opening for you to walk through. It's almost like setting the goal for 2024 to be a little bit more social. Gemini is typically like the social butterfly. So this is a very unusual reading for Gemini. But, everybody's a little bit different, right? There's some very complex birth charts out there kind of intervening in this, I'm sure. But yeah, what can you do to support yourself? Like, go out and be in nature. Take some sort of calculated risk, right? But do something different. Take the path less traveled. Break up your system of routine, because it's holding you back. Yeah, taking a leap of faith on getting into some sort of partnership as well. For some of you, and it's interesting, I was saying earlier, for some of you, it's like you're with someone who you like them, you probably even love them, but you're like, I don't ever want to get married. I could kind of see this going either way, This typically represents contracts, maybe with an Aquarius, maybe with a Libra. It doesn't have to be. Some of you, there's going to be a game changer when you start to realize and be, again, more analytical about the fear behind commitment and why that's sort of imposing like these self-limiting beliefs, limitations on your guys' relationship. So some of you are going to realize like, oh, it's just my fear that this person's going to abandon me. And it doesn't mean they will. They haven't shown any signs that they will. And yet I still have this, I don't want to get in too deep. So some of you are going to be like, you know what? I love this person and I can't imagine not living with them. So if it's not literally a marriage contract, there could be some proposal to go in on something more committed. Others of you, if you resonate with the story that you're with someone and they're kind of nudging you in the direction of commitment and you're just not there. You're like, I'm happy single. I don't want this. You may cut somebody loose. And if that's the case though, I think you're going to feel good that you made the right decision, because that means energetically it just wasn't the right connection for you. But I don't think you're doing it out of fear of like, oh, well, nothing ever works out. I think you're understanding, if I really want, if I want a partner for life, energetically I have to be in a place where I know what I'm manifesting, and this may be getting in the way of that right now. So interesting. Let's see zodiac signs that want to come out. And again, this could be business partnership. This could be, I definitely see some sort of new job or new contract that feels like a very happy start. And also the color pink is important, specifically a pink jacket, but pink in any general sense. A pink jacket. That reminds me of the pink ladies like in Greece. So zodiac signs, this may involve a Sagittarius, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Taurus, just some options. So angel numbers, look for that on clocks, license plates, receipts, etc., phone numbers. I am focused. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. We'll take it. Self-care oracle for Gemini. That almost flipped over. Whoa. Some of you may still be holding on to an ex too, even if you are in a new committed partnership. There may still be that sort of like pull to the past of things that went wrong, or not. Even if you're not attracted to your ex anymore, it's like there's still a little bit of what feels like a lack of closure or confusion, or I don't know, holding a grudge. There's something pulling you back to the past, and the universe is saying you need to move forward. Like it's not worth looking back on that. This is denial. Denial to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles, or addiction. Okay. I mean, kind of fits with what we were saying a little bit. You're not a lone wolf, Gemini. As much as you want to be, as much as you tell everybody that you are, you need people. So open up. People love Geminis. They're fun. They're one of the funnest signs. Speak up. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can keep this, I'm sorry, I can't read this. You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so that you can move on and be happy. So for some of you, I know this may sound a little bit cheesy, but you may actually go through that exercise that frequently you hear about in therapy, where you write a letter of forgiveness or acceptance to someone who did you wrong as a way for you to move on. And it's not even necessarily that you're going to send it to them or give it to them, though you might, I mean, depending on what it is. But I think that's what this speak up is. Something from the past is absolutely, it's like this, you know, it's devil energy. Like it's pulling you back. It's not letting you live your best life, and it's interfering in all your future relationships. So as soon as you shine light on that shadow side and energetically, cathartically release it, you know, speak your truth, work through kind of like that stuck mental energy, you're going to be able to move forward. Like quite literally, this hand is like, it's stopping you. It's like stopping yourself. There's like a controlling thing going on, but it's happening internally. And maybe some of you are going to ask for clarity or closure. And if that's the case, a lot of you may get it. Something may, like, the truth shall set you free. I can't envision like a better pair of tarot cards coming up that represents that. Like the truth shall set you free. Love that. One more. And then kindness. Be guided by your heart. Let go of logic and rationale. Yeah, do you know how we said earlier, like filtering our emotions through our thoughts? Sometimes you have to do that, but other times it doesn't serve you. It gets convoluted and confusing. Go with your gut instincts, Cancerian energy, right? The moon energy. We all have a moon placement, right? So this could be two people who want to work together and can't, or two people who are together but have lost interest in each other. I could see it going both ways. And it's not that you're miserable. It's not that you dislike each other. It's like it started off as romance and now it's like you're just friends and there's not a lot of passion or connection there anymore. It's like it kind of feels like you're just living with a person. I don't know. One card for Gemini. Prince, stop it. I love that you got this. Shine and be free. All right, so I'm going to say the pink or the purple jacket, because how can you not with that? Wasn't Prince a Gemini? I believe he was. I think he's Gemini Scorpio rising. I love that came out. Oh my God, do I love that. It just feels so right for Gemini. All right, what page am I looking for? Number 9. Number 9. Here we go. All right. If you have chosen this card, it may be reinvention time. Dig deep within and find the passion and expression to connect intimately and intuitively with the cosmic force of the universe and all its beauty. Learn to connect to intangible forces with your awareness of the unseen forces such as touch, taste, sight, hearing, and smell, all your 5 senses, as they are part of who you are as a soul. This will help open up your spiritual and creative awareness and allow you to go further inside for a deeper connection and to everything around you, which, when set free, can be quite extraordinary. Set free, I love it. Once you have mastered and honored your unique abilities, nothing in your life will ever be the same. You will be like a beautiful flower after the rain, as your energy explodes and opens up to many new, intangible, and external forces. Put on some Prince and like dance, right? Let's go crazy. I love that song. All right, next spread, we're going to talk about what is coming in for Gemini in January 2024. Oh my gosh. Anything else that I missed that we need to, the Chariot? Yeah, you have the Chariot twice. So something with a Cancer, possibly. Something with your mother, going on a short distance trip, travel, mending things in the home. Yeah, I see some sort of like aggressive behavior happening amongst family. Maybe it's with a sibling, likely is Gemini, you know. But yeah, it's like someone who's being very stubborn and difficult. You may try and break the ice and be like, you know what? I think, I don't know why I'm getting this. I think there's going to be I'm almost getting like tower vibes. Like there's going to be a breakthrough that comes in a very like intense way. If this hasn't happened yet, I think it's going to. Someone's going to say something that maybe isn't in the highest vibration, but it is coming from a place of truth, where they confront somebody that they're acting like an a-hole, and this person is very offended. But then I think at the end of the day, you guys both have very valid points. And so if you can come together, I think you may break bread with this person again, or you're able to move on knowing that you both were able to speak your truth. But yeah, it's like there's a confrontation that needs to happen, and it's definitely going to ruffle some feathers and shake things up, but it's meant to, because right now it feels very stagnant. Something has to shift and change. Someone might be a little bit selfish. I was going to say, I was literally getting like tower vibes, and there's that thunder. So this isn't the tower, but it very much speaks to that. And the rainbow to me represents like harmony and bliss. So something is shaking that up so that we can establish harmony and bliss internally, but possibly in relationships. Again, Ace of Swords, that's the communication card. That's the thought, the speech, the expression, the perception. Yeah, someone's being a little bit like a hoarder or selfish or not giving. Someone is being inconsiderate maybe of you. And I'm getting family for a lot of you. So, all right, anything good coming in for Gemini? I mean, that is good, don't get me wrong, but I think you have nice things too. So let's see. Gemini, the Three of Cups. Yes, celebrate. Go out with your girl gang or your guy gang. You got friendships. You got people that support you. I think you're enjoying friendships right now. So that's coming in the minute you decide to let it in. You have people that want to hang out with you, but I feel like you've been sending a lot of, sorry, I can't, busy tonight texts. And no, you're not. You're watching Netflix. Gemini, get out there. Get out there and be social. We need the Geminis in the world. There could be some sort of party or celebration, anniversary, reunion, graduation, I don't know, fill in the blank, something small that's celebrated where it gets you back in sort of a social, fun environment. And so then this is the Page of Wands. Yeah, it gets you to express yourself again. And I think you kind of get, I'm hearing the word fond, is that the right? It's like you get lots of flattery, you get lots of compliments. People are commenting on like, wow, you know, you're glowing and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if you were lacking confidence before, maybe this is what's trying to come in for you, but it's like, it builds you up to be like, yeah, like, I don't know, it's like adding fuel to the fire in a good way to go out and start the next chapter and be yourself authentically, right? Speak your truth, do you. Yeah, I don't know, with the Fool, I think this is very optimistic for starting a new beginning, where things were at a lull or a standstill, probably because someone wasn't expressing what needed to be expressed. And yeah, it's going to be, I'm literally seeing like water break from, what do you call it, it's like releasing of the water. I literally can't think of the word right now, but a flood, you know, something like that. But in a good way. It's like emotions and feelings and what was going on internally is finally expressed. And then the Ten of Wands, yeah, it doesn't have to be this hard. It doesn't have to be this challenging. Pick your battles wisely. Not everything has to be a battle or a fight. Sometimes you are expending crazy amounts of energy just to keep things consistent and stable. When it's like when you release, it actually works out for the better. Don't make things more difficult than they need to be. Saturn and Sagittarius. Know what battles are worth fighting for. You know, yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice the fun in order to roll up your sleeves and get some work done. She already knows how to do this. This, you know, Venus and Virgo, Knight of Pentacles woman, like she does the work. So I'm not questioning that. I think you're either doing too much work or you're going to like the extreme of throwing yourself into work and not being able to enjoy the simple pleasures in life, right? I love this energy though. It feels good. I think you're having some sort of epiphany of where you need to let go and release. And for some of you, it's just your own internal blockages. It's like, I need to stop holding myself back. I need to stop being my inner critic. I need to stop leaning into, oh my gosh, you know, if I do this, everything's going to change. You know, the bad stuff is going to come back again. It's like an enclosure. It's like mental prison energy. Temperance, healing, Sagittarius. Yeah, you do have a card of Sagittarius. Sagittarius always be showing up in the Gemini readings. You guys are like karmics for sure. New beginnings. Put that next to the Fool. One more for Gemini. Anything else? I'm wanting to say something about healing or a doctor too. Some of you may go see some sort of specialist to finally tackle that thing that you've been struggling with. Maybe it's depression. Maybe it's just something in your body that maybe you've been afraid to know the truth about, and you get help for it. And then cleanse. Love it. All right, Gemini, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, and Venus. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to your tarot reading. It's going to be more focused on you. I did just do a round of love readings last time, so certainly check those out. We're going to do a 3-card spread about you, and then we're going to talk about what's coming in for you in January. So anything may apply there: love, business, success, anything that wants to come through. So let's start off for Cancer. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Desire to learn something, better yourself. If the messages don't resonate, drop it like it's hot. Trust that your own intuition knows what messages are meant for you and what is not, but feel free to revisit them in the future. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Optional advice, guidance, energy check-in coming to you now. Here we go for Cancer. So Cancer, what is holding you back, essentially? The past. Shocker. I can't believe it, Cancer. No, I'm going to give you more than that, but... And then what can help lift you up? Letting your guard down. And how can you support yourself better? Being action-oriented, being solution-oriented, and being open. But there's a better word I'm looking for. Being expressive, being extremely forward and honest. But it's not so much in a self-deprecating, let me share with you all my baggage way. You can do that. I mean, there's a lot of things coming through, but this is almost like talk about what you love. Talk about what lights your fire. Talk about what excites you, because ultimately that's going to attract people into your life that are going to help you align and help you get to wherever you want to go. I'm already kind of jumping ahead here, but anyway, let's throw some more cards on this. For Cancer. Whoa. Oh my goodness, Cancer. Really? With all the cards? That's all right. I don't mind for you guys. All right, so let's see here. So yeah, we're going to revisit this. So what's holding you back? The 5 of Cups is like the crying over spilt milk. I don't love saying that because I think it kind of minimizes sometimes what we're going through. However, it is a very good card of being lost in a feeling or stuck in a feeling and not really knowing how to pull yourself out of it. It's a Scorpio card, right? And Scorpio is a fixed energy, so it can hold, it can maintain, it can persist through emotions. But if those emotions aren't healthy, if they're bringing us down or weighing us down, if they're sad, if they're anger, if they're resentful, if whatever it is, sometimes it could be hard to kind of, get over that little emotional upset. That being said, any 5 is about a transition and a challenge. I keep this card on my tarot table because I just love it. I think it's kind of what guides my readings. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you, right? So understanding that something that you may be going through that's posing some sort of difficulty, essentially with the 8 of Swords, it's going to liberate you. But it kind of has to stir up some stuff first so that you feel the things attached to it and then can kind of work through it. All is not lost, 2 cups remain. So to me, Cancer, this actually doesn't feel as I want to be careful how I phrase this. Again, I'm not trying to minimize what you're going through, but I don't think you're seeing the full story here. I think there was a minor upset or a miscommunication or a loss or a disappointment, but it actually ends up working out for a lot of you. Or something from this is like extrapolated, and I don't know what this is, but it's like utilized in a new form, or it's reinvigorated, or it's almost like you have to switch up the ingredients. You have to mix up the tools on the table, and like you're still... I know I'm not making any sense right now, but I'm just getting this idea of like you have to reshuffle or reorganize it, and you can actually absolutely take away something of which you thought you lost. I know that's clunky, but I feel that message sincerely. There's a better word for it, but it's like reallocate, redistribute, reassess. It's funny that, and maybe that's like Mercury retrograde stuff where, oh my God, we're nearing the end of Mercury retrograde and I'm so excited. I can't wait. I think it actually happens like New Year's Day. Well, depending on where you are, right? But, yeah, I think like, I almost said November. What's wrong with me? feel like January 1st, Mercury starts to go direct. So it's still going to be in its shadow phase, but I don't know, something that you are assuming didn't work out, or something that just, oh, it's really irking you. The eight of blades, which is the eight of swords, it's typically that mental prison. I think it has to do with like creative thinking. And obviously this has to do with our emotions, our feelings regarding the situation, but like there's a creative solution maybe to collaborate with someone, a group of people. And I don't know, with these two cards, sometimes it's lack mentality, sometimes it's fear. There's a word I'm like dancing around. I can't quite grab it, but hopefully it's being relayed through me anyway. Scarcity mindset. Ooh, I came up with it. All right, yeah, like scarcity mindset, like jumping to the worst case scenario or the worst conclusions of what's going to happen because of X, Y, and Z. When really it's like whatever this was that transpired. It's not fully fleshed out yet because the 5 is right smack in the middle of the story. It's not the ace. It's not the 10, right? Like this is still very much unfolding, and I don't know. It's almost like you just need to be reminded of why you got started in this in the first place, and then you find your energy again. So what's holding you back? Shocker, right? Yourself, a little bit. And with Scorpio energy coming in through this card, it's like you can only control what you can control, and sometimes releasing is the best way to approach this. Letting things happen and unfold the way they're supposed to. Be open to surprises, be open to changes, be open to things, again, kind of reshuffling or reinvigorating, recollaborating. Something about that is absolutely coming through in that message. All right, then let's see. What can help lift you up? Again, letting your guard down. This is the Wounded Warrior card. Your wounds are your wisdom. So don't look at it as like you're broken or you messed up and how embarrassing. It's like, no, the things that you had to kind of go through, they've made you a stronger person, and it's made you more worldly. I'm saying that because of the Sagittarius thing, but yeah, like wounds are your wisdom. There's something that makes you more open-minded or more experienced in this situation than I think you realize. Your wounds are your wisdom, so lean into them. Not in victim mentality, not like woe is me, poor me, nothing ever works out. Nope, we already talked about that. This is more like, you know what, like I just heard something this morning that kind of stuck with me. It's like, be open to being really, really bad at something. Be open to sucking at it because it's the first step to starting to get kind of good at something. Does that make sense? And I kind of like that. I mean, that very Sagittarian mentality of like, it's all going to work out. It's fine. Sometimes it's like this inflated optimism that it has no grounds in reality. But here, because it's a moon in Sag, it's almost like there's this kind of psychic intuition that this, I don't know, it's like this was meant to work out. And I put a lot of stock and investment in it. I think there's a very good chance something about this, again, I have no context for what this is, but something about it may work out. It's almost like we have to trim the fat or cut the excess, something about this tree. It's like, I don't know, there's still life in it, even though it's kind of flopped over a little bit. It's like we got to zhuzh it up. We got to trim the parts off that are dying. Again, very Scorpio energy. It's like, elimination, right? Eliminate what isn't needed. You didn't need all these cups. You didn't need all these options, these opportunities. You didn't need all these feelings because they were clouding your judgment. 2 cups remain here. This is optimistic, but you have to let your guard down. You have to be open-minded, and you may have to get out of your comfort zone. That's what's going to support you through this. Yeah, this is the manifestation of something that your gut, your soul, your intuition is telling you to move forward with. Again, getting out of your comfort zone, quite literally for some of you, it's getting out of your immediate network or territory. There's big expansion here. For some of you, it might quite literally involve travel. If it's not literal travel, again, it's thinking outside the box. It's uncharted territory or venturing in an unexpected or different direction in terms of how you're approaching this person, this situation, this circumstance, etc. I love that the High Priestess and the Magician is coming up. Like these two together, they make magic. So maybe there's a really fortuitous connection coming in for you. Maybe that's what these 2 cups represent. Whether it's business or romantic or a friendship or whatever it is, it's like maybe we had to get rid of what didn't work out so that it made room for this person to come into your life and I'm going to say make a big impact, but it goes vice versa. It's not like this one-way street. It's like you're making a big impact on them. There's something that you guys, like quite literally, the Magician, you guys are going to make magic together. Major strides forward, moving forward. And yeah, forward motion, action. Things are going to start to pick up in January for you for sure. And we haven't even done your January spread yet. But anyway, moving on. Let's see. How do you best support yourself? Go where the winds blow you, or go where the tide moves you, pulls you, whatever that cheesy expression is. I'm never trying to make anyone into a stereotype, but I think it would be appropriate to say that a lot of cancers, not all cancers, tend to be conservative in their approach, right? You're opposed by Capricorn, so, the timing, the systems, the organization, the control, the protection element, the safety of what you do and who you choose to mingle with and this and that. There's a lot of thought that goes into that, right? Like, it has to feel good, but there can be that crab shell, that protective energy. And I wouldn't want you to miss out on an opportunity that could be really good for you because fear is holding you back, or because you're feeling, again, like scarcity mindset, a lack of confidence. Let it all out. It's almost like this relief of just, I just heard something funny. Do I want to say that? Oh, I hate this expression, but it's like oral diarrhea. It's like you just can't stop talking. But I actually think that's what's going to get you ahead, because you have no reason not to be honest and forthcoming. Is that the right term? In terms of what you're hoping to get out of this, in terms of networking, it's like you got to shout it from a rooftop. If you want to find your tribe and find your people who are going to help co-create, and it seems like there is a good co-creator here for you, you can't be timid. You can't be shy. You can't be in self-preservation, crabby shell mode. You kind of have to take a little bit of a leap of faith. Your intuition is always guiding you, Cancer, right? You're ruled by the moon, so you're one of the most intuitive signs. If it brings you a lot of, I don't want to phrase this. If it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right for a reason. But make sure that reason isn't, again, fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of what could be. You kind of have to lean into, I'm going to say it like double Sagittarian energy, the Two of Cups remain. What if everything works out even better than I thought? That's what I'm getting from this. Essentially, the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, kind of, scarcity mindset, however you want to say it. Kind of timid, not speaking his truth, asking for approval and asking to be led, essentially. He's not taking this like leadership authority role in his own life. Essentially, it leads to the Ten of Wands when it was like, oh shit, like I never had to ask permission to do this. Like I had the power to do this my whole life or whatever, right? So then it leads to the Ten of Wands where it's like we're breaking our back, and then we start to realize like, oh, like this doesn't have to be such a struggle. This doesn't have to be so hard if I just like let go, if I just release. So then you have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. See what I mean? Like what if this scenario turns out like tenfold, like so much better than you had even anticipated, but in order to get there, you had to experience some sort of minor loss or disappointment, essentially to sort of like hit reset and approach this from a new angle, or approach this with the right person, with the right team, with the right collaborator, with the right mindset, with more emotional intelligence, with better expectation of the results, knowing that there may be some fun surprises waiting for you. It's almost like you had to learn how to do it the wrong way in order to get to the right answer. I hope that makes sense. So then the Seven of Sticks, all right, that's the Seven of Wands. This is a really happy Seven of Wands. I like that. It's like now you know how to put in the effort. Now you know which battles are worth fighting for. And then the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so slow and steady wins the race, but the Knight of Pentacles is the most reliable knight. For some of you, you were working or collaborating with people who just didn't have the same shared vision. And it's not to say anyone was good or bad or right or wrong. It's just, I don't know. It's like you meet the right collaborator for a change. Maybe this is a love reading for some of you. That's sick. If it is, awesome. Take it and run with it. But Capricorn season, it does frequently have a lot to do with our money, with our reputation, with our standing in the world, with what we want to accomplish long-term, our dreams, our goals, and how we work our way up or build up our successes in life. So, this could certainly be career related as well. I kind of love this. All right, angel numbers. Angel numbers. Whoa. Oh, Cancer. 3 cards? No, okay, we're taking 2. 111. Angels are ready to fully support you in this endeavor so that you can co-create with the universe a life you love. I am creative. Yeah, Magician, High Priestess. That's a good creative collab. I like that very much. And then let's see, 24. I am generous. You have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You are loyal to your loved ones and you are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. When I read that first line, it made me think of "Heart of Gold," the Neil Young songs. Maybe some of you are going to hear that, and it's going to be like a little nudge to you to keep going. I don't know, Neil Young. You know that song, "Heart of Gold"? Anyway, I'm rambling, as I tend to do. All right, zodiac signs that may present in this reading for Cancer. Cancer's curious about zodiac signs. You have a fellow Cancer. You have Virgo, another Cancer, and Libra. Anyone else? And Taurus. All right. So, let's do another spread here. Actually, I'll get you a couple of these self-care oracle cards. We're going to talk about what's coming in for you in January. But regarding this last spread, anything else that would be helpful for the Cancer to hear? These two? Give less fucks. I love that. The less you give a you-know-what, the happier you will be. Absolutely. That's what I mean. Like, just release. Go with the flow. Go wherever the universe is taking you. And have trust and faith. That's a huge Sagittarius word, right? Have faith that you are being aligned and that whatever this said, right? The angels are guiding you or whatever it said. Angels are ready to fully support you in this endeavor. So know that it's going to work out. So all of like the minor challenges and situations and whatever they are, like it's going to work out. Don't worry about it, boo. And then meditate. Quiet the mind and let your soul speak. Absolutely. Let's put that next to the High Priestess because that's what she does. That's what she do. That's what you do, Cancer, right? And then Celebrity Oracle. This is a new deck. It's kind of fun. Past celebrities who have passed away. Gemini got Prince the other day and it just made my day. It was so cute. For Cancer, what message wants to come out for Cancer? Let's see. Kobe Bryant, share your knowledge. Yeah, another good Sagittarius word with all these. I'm saying that because of these cards, just to be clear. Let's see. What number is it? 29. There he is. We used to have a chocolate lab named Kobe. Although it wasn't spelled the same, but yep, still rambling. All right, the meaning. If you have received this card today, many people who know you may look up to you as you are capable of great feats, strength, and skills. Though this belief in yourself and your own determination, through this belief in yourself and your own determination, you are able to confront any obstacle in your life with great success, no matter how difficult or complicated the situation is. No matter what life throws at you or how you are tested, you have this innate ability and spiritual power to rise above your fear due to the belief in yourself, the outcome, and your capabilities for your empowerment. Understand you are a valuable asset in many people's lives. Basketball, baby. All right, let's see. New deck. What is coming in for Cancer in January? So fairly soon. Happy New Year, guys. We're almost there, depending on when you watch this. Cancer, what's coming in for Cancer? Messages for their best and highest good. A couple cards. What's coming in January? Justice, balance, internal balance. There could be some new contract. You may be able to express your truth. You may be receiving messages with more clarity and truth from other people. Possibly rebalancing things going on in your home and your family. There could be a heart-to-heart, a truthful conversation, a truthful connection, trying to collaborate and get on the same page, especially if something has been bombastic or butting heads. It's kind of like you're able to establish peace and harmony in some sort of relationship. And then strength, so possibly a Leo, a very dramatic, theatrical Leo, maybe making an appearance in your life. But they're very warm, they're very kind, they're very generous. They have a little bit of sparkle, and you can learn a lot from them. This is interesting. And don't take offense to this, Cancer, but I'm gonna tell it because this is what I see. This might be someone who you're slightly jealous of because it feels like they have it all together. And so I would challenge you, rather than looking at them as an enemy, try and see what you can learn from them, because I actually think this person is going to help support you in many ways. Maybe they're helping you in your career, or maybe they're going to be a good friend in the future, or maybe you're going to date them in the future. Whatever this is, there's something about them that you don't quite jive with their energy, but you're very intrigued by them. You're very curious about them. And I feel like it's someone maybe you're seeing on social media. There's two things here. You're seeing them on social media, which is not the accurate, truthful depiction of everything going on in their life. So, and what I'm saying that is they're human, just like everybody else. Like they're not this idealized, perfect person up on a pedestal that like you kind of envy a little bit, but it's also because you're, you want to do something like them or be like them. And also, I'm not sure what this is, and I am kind of getting that it might be a female for some of you. Rather than looking at their accomplishments and thinking like, ugh, like being down about yourself, almost take that as a message of faith, like, hey, if they're doing it and they're succeeding, so can I. Like, there's room for everyone. There's room for you both, right? Every single person out there has their own path and their own destiny. And just because someone beat you to it, or someone's doing something similar or completely different from you and succeeding wildly, it doesn't mean you can't. If anything, use that as a motivator. And instead of using them as an enemy, don't use them at all. But I almost feel like there's some good wisdom or guidance that's going to be shed on you. So don't be too quick to judge, is what I'm saying. It's interesting. There's something in your energy that you're like, ugh, I don't like that. But really look at why that is. And I mean, honestly, it has to do with your own fears and insecurities. But I actually think this person is going to show up like a magic trick in your life and quite literally work their magic. This may have to do with that. This magician who showed up, it doesn't have to be a Leo, but it's a similar vibe. So anyway, and then the Four of Cups, so a little bit of contemplating, maybe a little bit of hermit mode. So here's the thing. I think there's a new contract or a new opportunity that's going to elevate or boost you up, but I think you're terribly scared of it. And again, I don't mean any of that in a condescending way. I think this is absolutely going to get you out of your comfort zone, and you're going to rise to the occasion, and there's going to be a victory, but there's going to be a moment of like literally meditate, like, can I do this? Am I ready for this? Yeah, I think you've been manifesting this for quite a while, and now that it's here, I think you're almost in disbelief. Everybody knows that you're going to succeed at this, but you. It's like you're the last person to realize like, oh no, this opportunity is like made for me. And then the Harvest of Thunder. So that is air. This deck is kind of unique. The Harvest, I think, is the king. Hold on, I gotta look. The Seed. The Seed is the Knight. The Root is the Page. What do we got? The Harvest and the Harvest of Stones. Yeah, that's got to be the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so you have the King of Swords. What a happy King of Swords, though. Is that right? I'm second guessing myself. I would only do this on the Cancer reading because you guys are understanding. Everyone else would be like, this bitch. Unseen. Where are all my court cards? The Harvest of Wands. It's not telling me. You know what? I'm going to trust my intuition. It told me King of Swords, so I'm going to go with that. It's a really happy King of Swords, so I like it. The rainbow, again, like following the rainbow to the pot of gold, an opportunity presents that I think it's going to challenge you on a mental level in terms of like being open and ready for this. But I think it's going to be really happy. I'm hearing the word submerged, and I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but it's nice. I'm almost getting someone taking like a bath with like flower petals. There's like a submerging in something that it's like cathartic. It's good. You're able to release self-doubt and I mean, you're a water sign, right? So I mean, that kind of makes sense, like soaking in the bathtub or going in the lake or the pool or the ocean or whatever. There's something like, I think it has to do with like reconnecting to the universe and like the greater plan for you. Hierophant. All right, so committing to something. Yeah, someone may be asking you to commit to something long-term with justice and strength. I think this person lights up your world, but it's almost like I'm afraid to commit to this without sort of the promise of happily ever after, or without the promise of what this is going to look like in the future. You may kind of have to, again, like roll the dice and take a risk or a chance on something. And the thing is, when you strip away sort of the cloudedness of fear that's coming through, I don't know, something about this is like my heart is ready for this. My heart is ready for this. I just have to get my head on board. Trust your instincts. Whew. The Hermit. So possibly beginning a new spiritual journey, possibly going rogue, going independent, doing something on your own. But I am going to say, though, especially entrepreneurial, it might be something that's more specific to you and your path and your destiny, but there will absolutely be mentors and collaborators along the way. And then harmony, we'll put that next to the Justice card. Libra, the energy. Did I say that? Libra, possibly any air sign, really. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And Leo, we said Leo. And then honesty, yep, speaking your truth. And new perspective. I love it, Cancer. I love it. All right, babes, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.